Alright guys, am I back online? So that was very unusual. For some reason, just after 60 seconds of being into the stream, it just stopped. So here I am back again, having one eye on my bandwidth, but it looks pretty stable, something about 6,000 kilobits per second, so let's keep fingers crossed that this time it works without me getting kicked out. Very unusual for the single stream to Twitch. I usually never have much technical problems with that one, but fingers crossed that it keeps like that. Yeah, the bitrate is a bit fluctuating, maybe a bit more than usual. I don't know. Yeah, come on, fingers crossed that it stabilizes and we get an even stream. So, welcome once more. So, let me repeat my little greeting. Welcome to my late night stream, and as you see, I am doing UBOAT again, the submarine simulation where you slip into the role of a German submarine in World War II. And if you ask me, I would say this is really the best submarine sim ever. They have implemented quite a few features which I think are pretty unique. Like, we are actually situated in a complete open world where all the coastlines of the world and also the depths of the sea bed just anywhere is nicely simulated. And yeah, you can freely go just anywhere, although, well, better go where your seniors want you to go. But still, complete open world, no scripted missions, everything just develops naturally. Enemy convoys having natural routes, enemy task forces having natural routes, and you have to find them or they find you, whatever happens first. And so, yeah, beautiful game, but let me not talk too much about the theory, but let's dive into it because we are in the middle of action. Well, let me still shed a few words on the timing. I'm doing a complete playthrough through the game, and I am actually streaming it. So since the very beginning of the war, the eve of the war, the eve of the raid on Poland, which was in September 39, that's when I started the game, and since then I have been streaming any single minute that I did, mission for mission, and a large part of that is also uploaded to YouTube. So I would actually love to do a parallel stream to YouTube just as well, but that is really something that gave me quite some trouble. So at least my Streamlabs desktop software seems to have trouble with double streaming. Single streaming usually works perfectly fine, so it was quite a bit of a surprise that this stream just after 60 seconds stopped, but now everything looks stable. The bitrate is stable. Yeah, so I think we're gonna have a bit fun. So you see, we are in the year of 43 already, now more than 3.5 years into the war, and we have visited a lot of theaters. We have done missions here in the North Sea, in the close Atlantic, transferred to La Rochelle to go deep into the Atlantic, and finally got the possibility to use milk cows, which is particularly bulky submarines which you can use as supply stores. And this was the only possibility to get the range, because you could refuel in the middle of the ocean to actually go for the Western Atlantic scenarios like Operation Drumbeat and Attack on Aruba. And finally I did these, returned back and transferred my home port to the port of Bergen, where I am right now, and I'm trying to finish the Arctic Convoys mission. And you see, I already managed to finish the part 1 and part 2, but now, well, I am at roughly 190,000 tons, and so it's still 60,000 tons for me to finish this mission set. It's pretty tough. The convoys are pretty tough. Meanwhile, they are large and they have loads of something like 15 escorts. Building a close circle around the convoys is no surprise. And here you see what happened on this last patrol. You see we are already 16 days at sea. We ran into a convoy here in the very northeast. And yeah, that was pretty unsuccessful because they detected me when I tried to infiltrate the convoy. And yeah, it was very bad visibility. We had to dive. They did drop quite a lot of depth charges on our heads, but we finally were able to get away, attack a single stray merchantman here, sink it, and then we were so lucky to run into another escort, another merchant convoy here with extensive escort just as well. And this time we actually managed to sneakily infiltrate the convoy. We sank one ship, got away, and yeah, again doing hydrophone check after hydrophone check. Finally, we ran into another convoy here where we did sink. After successful infiltration, we did sink 2 merchantmen and 1 corvette. And yeah, that's the status. And yeah, after we had fired the torpedoes, sank the guy, or the explosions actually, called in for the escorts, and now the escort is all above us. We dived down to almost 200 meters, and right now we are at a full stop. And yeah, we have silent running enabled. We are on alarm. We have completely stopped the engines. The gyro compass turned off. Dive planes not electric but manual, so we are avoiding just any sound at the moment and hope that they won't find us. And that's where we are right now. And let's continue. Let's continue here and dive back into the gameplay. So you hear the propellers of the escorts passing by above us, but at least we are not being pinged at the moment. So we have started a new stream, so let's give it a new save, W363. Sorry. And here we are. Yeah, air quality is down to 75%. Battery capacity, sorry, is fine. And the discipline is still on a high level, although the crew started to become strained and stressed. Hey, good evening, Uncle Bot. Great to have you in. How are you doing over there on the other side of the pond? Hope you're having a good Sunday. It's not that much of a time shift. Yeah, well, around here it just turned to Monday. We have 3 minutes past midnight. nice. We hear that sound of the weight of the water working on the hull. Mr. Grade, our chief engineer, yeah, he's checking for damages. So, Mr. Strauss, Mr. Schneider and Mr. Grade, they are doing damage control just in case. Mr. Hinrich at the hydrophone. Mr. Arles ready at the engines with 2 crew hands so that they could at any minute get all the power of out of the electric engines. If there might be ships passing above us and starting to drop, I would instantly go to flank speed and make a turn of 90 degrees. We do have a bit of water in the bilge, but it's pretty uncritical. That's not a leak, it's just water accumulating there with some sneaky leaks. Yeah, we have only 1 torpedo left. A forward and I think astern. We still have both torpedoes. Yeah, but so with this complement of torpedoes it would not be worthwhile to hunt for another escort. So if we get out of this alive, we would turn back home to our home port in Bergen. Yeah, that does sound pretty close. Yeah, come on. So, people might call this cheating. I used to call it the cinematic view. So let's take a look. What's going on up there? What was the time of the day? Oh, there we see an escort just about to pass by. It's that one, yep. Okay, see, they are just lurking there, having turned off their engines and waiting for me to get back. There is still one of the merchantmen. So the convoy is finally passing through. And yeah, some of the escorts going on with the convoy. And yeah, some other of the escorts actually staying back to chase us down. So this is the position where we sank the one ship, and there should be, yeah, so we sank that guy and we did sink another guy here, and there should be a third bunch of lifeboats where we did sink that escort. Okay, they have no hedgehogs. Let's see if one of these guys actually has hedgehogs on. Yeah. This guy has. These are the hedgehogs. No, let's see. If we're lucky, they're gonna give up. This guy seems to be moving again. Maybe they would just leave us alone when they don't have any idea that we are down here. Okay, propeller moving slowly. now is moving more fast, so yeah, if we're lucky, they are already about to give up, which would be a bit of a surprise that they give up that fast. But usually sooner or later the escort actually has to follow its convoy and would abandon the hunt. Let's hope that this time it's more sooner than later. Yeah, welcome. I see a few guys in the stream. I don't know who you are. Well, actually, I saw Uncle Bot in the chat. That's great to have you in, but there are a few more. So, guys, I don't know who you are, which is perfectly fine. Yeah. Just make me happy by lurking, watching silently, or making me even a bit more happy by giving me some comment, a hi, some comment on the gameplay, what your relation to the game is, where you're from. But yeah, don't feel pushed, just watch if you want to watch silently. Yeah, that's one of these things which give this game such a great atmosphere, that you really have this routine. I mean, okay, we are on alarm, but still there is the watch and there is sailors supporting the officers, but still there is crew left, and they just, what else could they do? They then wait in the bunk until it's their turn to take over the watch. Yeah, of course, all the officers are on battle station. Mr. Hinrich. Yeah, the convoy was moving this direction. I was coming in from here and did one of these random hydrophone checks and then detected the contact of the convoy, then did several more contacts, several more hydrophone checks to extrapolate their course and speed, and finally I put myself right in front of the course, of the key line of the convoy, and silently infiltrating it, letting it just pass above us. And at the moment, there is still one escort being stationary. Let's hope that they abandon the hunt sooner or later. Yeah, air quality 73%. This is what becomes most critical first. And while meanwhile being late in the war, I implemented several technological upgrades to the batteries and its capacity. There is actually no real means to prolong the amount of air being available. Well, we have these filters, potassium filters. This helps a bit. Here the potassium filters, and some of them are mounted in the ventilation system at the moment. So if I turn on the ventilation system now with the potassium absorbers in it, they would kind of refine the air and restore a bit of air quality. But it's terribly loud. So the trick that I use to do is when there is escorts passing by right above us and starting to drop depth charges, so that there is hurly-burly around just anyway, then I used to turn on the ventilation as well as the pump, although that deep as we are, the pump doesn't help much against. Here we see the pump efficiency is down to 7% because it just can't work against this enormous pressure out there. Also one of these beautiful details, and I actually don't remember whether Silent Hunter ever had these detailed technological features like this game actually has. So they are really making some physical stuff out of the submarine, and that's just great. Ooh, what's that sound? Yeah, maybe just the pressure working on the hull. And if you listen, sounds like maybe the propeller noise is getting a bit less loud, and now this sounds like a faster moving escort. Maybe they're moving away by now. Let's hope that we are about to get rid of them. Let's do a bit more, one more cinematic view. That's not cheating, this is just giving you, the watchers, a better overview of the situation. So we will look in the stern. Okay, so they are still there, but at the moment it looks a bit like they are slowly moving away. But it might still be that they are watching for me. I wouldn't bet my farm that they already have given up. That's actually these ugly hedgehogs. A nice view from the foredeck of the enemy, and the whole convoy ahead is passing by. So here you see it's a large convoy, but it's loads of escorts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, yes, at least 10 escorts. But now they are spread pretty far across the ocean. And just these two guys trailing behind. Let's hope that they soon give up, leaving us alone. Okay, this guy has taken up speed, but looks like he's turning around. I think he's still watching. And him being the only guy being left behind for now. Yeah, as I used to say, this is no arcade game. You really need a bit of patience now and then, but at least for me personally, I feel wonderfully rewarded with a great immersion that the game actually yields. Yeah, let's give it another save and see what's going to happen. At the moment, that looks good. So this time they seem to be not very pushy. So usually they are much more kind of penetrating on you for a longer time, really, to track you down. But yeah, this time it looks like they give up pretty quickly. But let's stay silent. Let's stay silent. As soon as we would turn on the engines right now, that would bear the high risk that then they would start detecting us again and coming back. Maybe even calling in more of their friends to track us down. So let's just stay silent for a little longer. Mr. Hinrich. Yeah, maybe I would dare to do a bit of time acceleration. That's always a bit risky when enemies are close. Okay, 6 o'clock, change of watch.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung. Ja, Herr Kaloy, ich kümmere mich darum.
Yeah, the hydrophone says that there is still one guy looming around up there. Okay. Nope. So I'm a bit surprised that my hydrophone guys still tell me that somebody's that close. Stationary noise. Maybe that's just the lifeboats. Yeah, I think now it would make sense to carefully go stepwise back to the surface.
Tauchen auf 100 Meter.
Go for 100 meters, please.
Ich benötige
think, yeah, let's step away from battle stations for now. Relax, guys. But stay on silent running, please. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. All right, 155 meters depth, rising. Air quality 65%. Strain and stress is alright. Yeah, the crew is pretty inert. Meanwhile, against strain and stress, it never gets too critical. Yeah, we have a bit of reduced compressed air. That's actually due to the fact that whenever you fire a torpedo, compressed air is used to push the torpedo out of the tubes. And that's why we don't have the full compressed air anymore. Now give me 50 meters.
90 Meter.
Yeah, I just don't want to go up too fast because there is always the risk. Well, I mean, if you are at 100 meters and go straight to periscope depth, you will 100% broach the surface and become visible. Wreckage, wreckage, wreckage. There is 3 wreckages around, yep. Mr. Grada, please assist the guys at the depth steers so that we would not broach the surface. Yeah, this stationary target, that's just lifeboats. It must be the lifeboats. There is no ship which stayed back. Problem is, when I get back to the surface right now, it is well possible that they might detect me on their radar. So, come on, let's just ignore the lifeboats and bring us back home to Bergen.
Betrachten Sie es als erledigt, Herr Kaloi.
Halbe Fahrt voraus.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloi?
Yeah, they're all moving away. So at the moment, looks like we're fine. Looks like we're getting away sneakily. Yeah, now we are below 50% in air quality, but yeah, we can soon get back to the surface.
Aktuelle Tiefe 15 Meter. Meter.
Yeah, come on, let's just get back to the surface.
Anblasen.
There we go.
5 Meter.
Hey, Aqua Icing, nice to have you in. How are you? How is your Sunday going? So around here we are already half an hour into Monday. 12:30. Yeah, great. Sounds good. That sounds good. Same for me, actually. Yeah, I'm fine. I actually skipped last night's stream because we were out. So, like, what's the saying? Real life first. We went to Frankfurt, visited family there, and had a pretty nice afternoon and evening. And I only came back something like 11:30 in the night, and yeah. So, and went more or less straight to bed then. So this is why there was this time no Saturday night stream, and yeah, now we are doing it. And we are just getting away, or well, we just got away from the convoy that we were harassing. And thinking about it, let's report our success back to headquarters. So, Mr. Hinrich, please man the radio. and give the report. 2 merchantmen and 1 escort being sunk. Yeah, alright, so yeah, stop the silent running, open the bulkheads, turn on the gyro compass again and go back to electric dive planes and make some noise, guys, relax. And yeah, Mr. Schneider is loading that single front torpedo that we have left. It's only this one. Yeah, let's see. I think our torpedo hit ratio is still alright. Still more than 60%. Which is, I think, alright. Torpedo average hit distance, 6 cables. And yeah, it says that I even once hit a target 3 miles away, but that must have been a lucky hit. Usually I try to be below 1 mile when I fire a torpedo. Otherwise it really becomes a matter of luck. But below 1 mile, with the precision that you have, estimating their speed, their course, you could, yeah, do a relatively good aim. Let's go back home. So that was quite some adventure. We did the travel all to the northeast and we ran into 1, 2, 3 convoys and 1 single merchantman. So finally pretty alright. 10 o'clock, change of watch. And on we go with the routine. Lunchtime, in-game I mean.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Wird erledigt, Herr Kaloi.
Yeah, there is still the risk that we are being set up by air patrols.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. So on this mission we sank 1 merchantman here, another merchantman on the right on that contact, and 2 merchantmen on that contact. So in total we are pretty alright. So here, see, we have almost 190,000 tons in the Arctic Convoys mission set, and now we only have 60,000 tons left only. Feel it in air quotes. So if we are lucky, 2 or 3 more missions and we are done with the Arctic Convoys. And my plan actually is next to go for Gibraltar. Now it's a routine to get back.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
12 o'clock. Let's take a look. Radio transmission. Okay, what did we get? What could this have been? Let's see what happens if we send one of the officers to the radio room. Can we make something out of that bad signal?
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Maybe. Let's see. Maybe you can make something out of that signal. Give us at least a direction where it came from. Yeah, you see him working on it with the green status bar.
Wir haben ein Funktelegramm vom BDU erhalten.
Okay. Oh no. We shall sink that guy. The enemy is passing a very variable sonar prototype on board of William Dunbar cargo ship, headed towards port of Murmansk, where it will undergo further testing. Sinking that ship will noticeably slow down enemy progress in developing this technology. We estimate that its current position through a square of blah blah with the course of blah, we will check that later. The ship is moving in a convoy traveling at a speed of 6 knots, which is pretty slow. AF464. Let's check it on the map. Hey, come on, that's exactly the convoy. Hey, this is this convoy that I just attacked. Come on. AF64. No. It's not 6, it's 464. AF464, valuable cargo. And a course, look at the course. I'm pretty sure that it's them. Course 51, it said in the message. Yeah. I bet that it is this convoy. So it's going something like that. They say it's going with 6 knots. Problem is we only have one bow torpedo left. I think I would not like to go in with just one bow torpedo. That's bad. No. That does make no sense. Still, what we could do is at least extrapolating the course a bit. So when they're going with 6 knots, it means that in 10 hours they would be there. What about us? 10 hours would bring us there. So interception would be realistic, but not with just one torpedo. Look at what we have. Ah. And I think going back home, reload. Bergen is not too far away, but this would be 10 hours. 10 hours, 10, and then, well, where would they be? Somewhere there. I could try to go back to Bergen and let them. Yeah, but the loading of the torpedoes would also take something like 2-3 days, so no point. I think it's no point in trying to track them down. No, that doesn't make sense. Sorry, guys. Sorry, headquarters. We can't do that. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Navigation besetzen.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen. Natürlich, Herr Kaloi. Torpedorohr 5 gewartet. Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
And on we go. Back home.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Yeah, the approach of our home port is always a bit risky. Like when you run into one of these enormous air raids, you're in big trouble.
Herr Kaloi, wir befinden uns in flachen Gewässern.
Yes. Here we are. At that point, there's always this bug that it takes this little bit of loading time to get the coast. You don't have that at any other position on the map, or at least it never occurred to me anywhere else than here. Ah, by the way, I see just by the numbers that a few more people have been dropping into the stream. So welcome, guys. Don't worry. Don't feel observed. I don't see your names, just see the numbers. So perfectly fine to have you in. And don't hesitate to just lurk. But rest assured that you could make a little streamer like me even a bit more happy if you would participate in the chat. Just drop a hi, tell us where you're from, roughly, or what your relationship to the game is, what you think about the stream, whatever. By the way, I'm German, as you might have guessed by my accent. And yeah, I'm living in the Frankfurt area in Western Germany. Not quite Frankfurt, but a little bit outside to the west. I really love these graphics. I also love how they implemented the shores, the coastlines. Of course, it's simple, but I mean, it's a naval simulation, and for a naval simulation, they do it pretty nicely. They really do it pretty nicely. Let's carry on and keep fingers crossed that there will be no air raid while we are approaching our home port.
Herr Kaloi, wir befinden uns in flachen
Yeah,
Gewässern.
shallow sea, of course, we know. But thanks for the advice.
Endlich ein paar Stunden.
Yeah, that's it. That what they call the Skjæren in Norway. These islands lying just ahead of the coast and all the fjords. I actually have been in Bergen once in real life. It's many years ago, but beautiful town. And there we are finally coming in. It's 4:20 in the afternoon. And there we are. We already see the submarine pens and the coastline of the town, of that beautiful historic harbor town. Let's reduce speed.
Kleine Fahrt voran.
Let's not go flank into our mooring position. There we go. Hey, come on, isn't this nice? Oh, sorry. Got a bit of a cough. What's the matter with the direct orders?
Ich bin sehr müde. Zeit für eine Auszeit. Ich bin sehr müde. Ich bin sehr
Okay. Yeah, let's just do a slight acceleration of time again. And there we go. Getting in.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Back home. Alright. Now let's see which merits we actually did. And give it a save. And check it. Mission completed. Stefan Schultz. Contribution in sinking the coaster. Mr. Schultz, he is our bosun actually. So I think he did operate on the torpedo calculator for that attack. And the captain, Mr. Lamprecht, getting a bit more merits. So, sinking of a coaster, sinking of a tanker, sinking of a corvette, sinking of the freighter, and sinking of another freighter. Nice. So, yeah, there we are. Almost 190,000 tons. But still some way to go. That's them. 3 British and 2 US. But we didn't find the William Dunbar. But yeah, come on, that can't be helped. We just didn't have the torpedoes left. Crew's experience has increased, but yeah, most of my crew is already leveled out, maxed out. Mr. Schultz, he's not yet completely maxed out, and Mr. Strauss as well, but I can't address him because he is dead tired and has to sleep at the moment. So there we are back home. We have a few refugees on board. Let's check on them and free them. So this gives us a bit of money and a bit of reputation. What about the specialization? No, we don't have specialization points, but as soon as we reach this full bar, we will get one and can specialize one more of our crewmates as diving specialist, silent running, or discipline specialist. Great feature, I pretty much like that. So we have some water in the bilge, so somebody please turn on the pump. What about the galley status? Okay. Yeah, and let's check also the ventilation. Let's max out the number of absorbers in the ventilation. And what about the crew? Did they use any medkits or repair sets? Obviously not. Obviously everything is alright. And with this we could check with the warehouse. Show me what you've got. Yeah, give me some potassium absorbers. The potassium absorbers are really getting more and more rare later in the war. Items. Coffee. I need more coffee, please. And we need torpedoes, of course. Bow torpedo tubes. 3, 1, 3. Let's see what we're gonna get. 1, 1, 1. Looks a bit like we are running short on T3. Yeah, the T1. The T1 are actually the steam-powered ones, but they are fine. I just don't want to use this ones here with this old PI1 pistol. That's pretty unreliable. So I better like to have the steam-powered torpedoes with the very modern pistol than electrically powered torpedoes with the old pistol. So let's get let's put one of the sound-seeking torpedoes also in our bow torpedoes. And another T1. Do we still have one more T1? And okay, amazing. We are really running out of decent torpedoes. Bow storage, bow torpedoes, stern torpedo tube. Yeah, still loaded. We still have these torpedoes from our previous tour. So that's about torpedoes. By the way, welcome guys. I see that the number of people watching is steadily going further up. Great to have you in. But don't worry, I don't see your names, just see numbers. So I'm perfectly fine with you just lurking, watching, but Yeah, rest assured that you could make a little streamer like me even more happy if you would drop me some comment into the chat. But don't feel pushed, just do as you like. We are about to reload. Flag. I think we fire a bit of flag gun, high explosive? Obviously we didn't, but we did fire that deck gun. So let's get more high explosives on board. Food. And yeah, largest amount of food is get the sausages, so let's get them. Did we refill the fuel? Yeah, that's the most important. I once forgot to actually refuel, and that's pretty ugly when you're back out on the next mission and just after 2 days recognize that you forgot to refuel. That's not very nice. Hey, Stone a lot, nice to have you in. How are you doing? Yeah, great that you make yourself visible in the chat. I hope you had a good Sunday. No, don't know where you're from. Around here, where I'm from, Germany, it's already 1 o'clock. And I don't know, maybe if you're from the other side of the pond, you might still have a bit of evening of the Sunday in front of you. Equipment, we have fine. So that's it. Now it takes a little while, 5 days actually, to get all the stuff on board. Yeah, now imagine we would have wanted to go after that convoy here now. After 5 days of reloading, it would be far gone. No chance to pick it up. So the boat is reloaded. Give it a new save game name, W364. And now we have to make up our minds for the next mission. I think it's pretty straightforward. I think we would just continue patrols for the Arctic convoy to finally get the remaining 60,000 tons to fulfill that mission set. What about discipline? We have no fatigue yet, which is good. Now let's talk to the leading officer.
Die Erfolge sind beeindruckend, Herr Kommandant. Man könnte sagen legendär.
Thank you very much. He calls my successes being legendary. So, any more orders? Agent in Ireland? Nah, doesn't make much sense. Transfer back to La Rochelle doesn't make sense as well, but no. Well, my experience is that this is now part of the Arctic convoy mission set, so that sounds better. Only point is that, contacts were pretty rare over there. Although it says difficulty being high, anticipated number of vessels small, foggy weather. So what about that? Wow, that's very far east, but should have. It also says anticipated number of vessels small, difficulty medium. Also foggy weather. Yeah, the fog made me quite some problems before, so I twice ran into a convoy infiltrated it, and just while I was infiltrating it, thick fog was coming up. And when it's really foggy, it's near impossible to actually track down and find, to even find the merchantman in the convoy, and even more difficult to figure out a torpedo solution when you just don't see anything. And this one here, anticipated number of vessels to be very large. Well, this sounds much better. Then let's go there. Let's go for this mission set. And if we don't find anything there, we could still go to the northeast. Let's go.
Torpedorohr 3 gewartet.
Hey, why is he still sleeping? He should be rested by now. After we had been in port for so long. That's a bit weird.
Ich bin sehr müde.
All right. Yes, let's first remove all these marks. Yeah, you see I am actually playing at almost 100% difficulty level, also including that the enemy ships are not shown on the map. So I am doing all that tracking and that reckoning and everything of the enemy targets manually, which, at least for me, gives a lot of fun and immersion. You don't have to do that. You can play the game well with having the enemies being plainly on the map, but I pretty much like this one. I'm even one of these guys who would like to try out that navigation mod. There is a mod where you would not have your position given away on the map, but you really have to do it by sextant readings and things like that, by that reckoning. And I would love to try that out. At the moment, I just don't dare to install any mods, because I have spent so much time into this campaign here that we share, that I don't want to run the risk that it actually gets destroyed by a mod. So I think I'm gonna try it out when I start a new campaign. Not wet, just cold. Just see your comment there. Nice to have you in. So how are you doing? Hope you have a good Saturday. Saturday and Sunday. We didn't see it last night. I didn't stream on Saturday night because, we were out in Frankfurt visiting family there, and had a very nice afternoon and evening. That was pretty great. But we came back only something like 12 o'clock in the night, and then I decided to go to bed without streaming. Yep, acquiescing, that's right. It's just like that I'm a bit afraid, well, maybe I'm over anxious, but What I actually fear about mods is this situation that you install a mod and then play and only after, I don't know, I haven't played for 3 weeks, you suddenly get weird bugs which you might even not be able to actually track it down to be related to the mod or something. This is why I am still anxious about installing mods while I have this most valuable campaign going on. Yeah, not wet, that's right. The weekend passing by so fast. Same for me. I actually also did a few hours of work today, I have to admit. I had to get something ready for tomorrow. Yeah, quite a swell we have already here between the Scheren. Hey, come on. Looks a little bit buggy. So let's send Mr. Hinrich to the listening room for now. And let's hope that he is gonna regain. That doesn't look good. That really doesn't look good. It looks a bit like I'm having a bug with Mr. Strauss. Let's see. He should have gotten back to full fitness while we were on shore. So let's have one eye on his fitness bar and see if he is actually regaining. I think he is. Yeah, okay, I think it's working. I think he is regaining strength.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
So we are getting out for the next mission, for the next patrol. Alright, now it's obviously back to routine working. Could be an airplane. Let's give it a save. 315. What would be the direction? 315 would be something like 35, right? Could be somewhere over there. Hey Colin, nice to have you in. Guten Abend. Ja, danke, mir geht's gut. I had a good Sunday. Well, actually, I just mentioned I had to work a little bit, so I actually did work today for something like 3 or 4 hours. But yeah, from the other hand, yesterday in the afternoon we went to Frankfurt visiting family and had a nice evening together with them. And that was actually why I didn't stream last night. So glad to have you back in. How are you doing? How was your weekend? Saturday, Sunday. So shall we dive? Shall we actually dive? Or let's send... Come on, guys, man the anti-aircraft gun. And let's change course a bit. To be in a better angle in case they might come in.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Torpedorohr 4 gewartet. Torpedorohr 1 gewartet.
Yeah, okay, they are still there. We still have their signal.
Torpedorohr 5 gewartet.
Herr Kaloi, wir wurden entdeckt.
Okay,
Das wird nicht einfach. Aber wir haben schon Schlimmeres überstanden.
okay, flank speed, guys.
Dafür haben wir trainiert. Wir werden das gemeinsam durchstehen.
Schneller, schneller!
Okay, captain to command station.
Zu Befehl, Herr Kommandant.
Where are they coming in? Where are they coming in? Probably it's them coming in there. Shall we give it another save? Just to be safe. W3, 6, 5. Yeah, look at that. We have this. Two single flags and then this big gun. But where are they? They should be coming in. They should be coming in.
Herr Kaloi?
Okay, where are they? Aircraft detected. There, they are coming in. They are coming in. I think we got him. Is the second one? Nope.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Going down. So somebody sent that message to the headquarters. Step away from battle stations for now. Mr. Hinrich, please
Torpedorohr 3
man the radio and send that report.
Funktelegramm gesendet.
All right. Now let's get there. Or is it sinking? Do we have the wreckage? Sometimes the wreck really just... Ah, there it is. There we have the wreckage. Let's see if we can pick up some officers and save them. It's too far still, but yeah, okay, we are coming in nicely.
Kurs setzen.
Let's
Alle
stop
Maschinen stopp.
and see if we can save the guys. Yeah, let's get them, rescue them. Now we have 2 survivors.
Kurs setzen. Halbe Fahrt voraus.
And on we go to our patrol area. Okay, that looks a bit... Yeah, well... It looks a bit like it's still floating in the air, but... Yeah, perfectly fine. On we go. So approaching 6 o'clock, which is the next change of watch. Here we are.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Mr. Henrich and Mr. Schulz, please go for the map, improving our navigation precision. No, here we are, 10 o'clock. It's full moon, almost. Let's see what it looks like.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
And the moon's already up. Nice. So this really makes a difference. And this is one reason why each encounter is different. Like when it's nighttime, nights can be pretty dark, particularly when you play like me on maximum difficulty level with dark nights. That's pretty realistic then. But if you have a full moon up on the sky, this really makes a difference. That pretty much increases your vision range, and so the moon actually influences your tactics and your decisions whether to attack or not. Like the weather, cloudy, foggy, the waves even. If you do a submerged periscope attack, the size of the waves could become quite troublesome when you have heavy weather.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
Eines unserer U-Boote hat soeben ein mögliches Ziel innerhalb unserer Reichweite gemeldet.
Okay, another German submarine reported a contact. Let's see
Hilfe gebrauchen.
what they are telling us. Several widely separated smoke clouds in the square of AF584 suspect convoy southwestern course. Okay, that's unusual, southwestern. Let's see, AF584. Hey, okay, so that looks like they're on the way back. AF 584, here it is. So the convoy must be somewhere in this square. Convoy 0201, the first one we detect on that mission. And it says to be going on with, southwestern course means 180 plus 45 would be 125, right? Something like that. Nice. If it is going like that. Problem is, if I wouldn't have reached my mission area before, it would not count for that mission, but it would still count for the Arctic convoys, because AF is part of the mission area. Now let's assume then, like they usually do, let's assume that they are going with 8 knots, would mean after 10 hours they would be there. And after another 10 hours they would be there. What about us? Let's briefly dip into the mission area. So this being, I don't know how many hours. So time right now, let's mark it. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, let's count from here. Give it a save. One hour, 2 hours. Let's radio that information to the headquarters and turn back.
Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum. Unterstützung. Funktelegramm gesendet.
Yeah, so we should still be able to easily intercept them. 10 o'clock. Which is now 1, 2, 3, 4 hours.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Natürlich, Herr Kaloi.
6 hours, which means they should probably be somewhere there.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Of course, it's a guess. I guess that they are moving only with 8 knots. Of course, they could be faster. I think we didn't get any information from that other German submarine how fast that convoy was going. Southwestern course, but no information about their speed. Seven hours. At 7.5 hours, they should be somewhere there. So let's give it an estimate of the distance then. Yeah, they are still pretty far away.
Kurs setzen.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung. Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
So 2 more hours and they should be there.
Äußerste Kraft voraus.
Yeah, now they might come into range, into radar range. Just have to make sure that they would spot us. 3 o'clock. Let's see if we already have any smoke columns on the horizon. No. Let's go for one more.
Funkmesssignale geortet.
Yes, there they are.
335 Grad.
Smoke? Not yet. Not yet. Maybe it would be a good idea to go submerged now, maybe with a snorkel, to see that we do not get detected by their radar. So by now the distance should be something like that, but do we get an estimated position?
Ihre Befehle.
Oh, stationary, how could that be? 2 stationary units, that's a bit weird. Let's give it a save here. 1.35.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Another 15 minutes.
Herr Kapitän?
So can we extrapolate their speed from that? Yes, 15 minutes, 2 miles means 1 hour, 8 miles, 8 knots. Yeah, that looks reasonable. But let's nevertheless do a hydrophone check.
Tauchen auf 50 Meter.
Let's do a decent hydrophone check. Yeah, what happens? You see all the crew of watch crew running to the front compartment to give additional diving ballast. The depth steers being manned, Mr. Schultz opening the valves, which means that now seawater is freely streaming into the ballast tanks to finally drag the boat down to dive. 4 ballast tank, and same for the stern ballast tank, second.
Aktuelle Tiefe 5
Auf
Meter.
E-Motoren wechseln.
There we go down. Isn't that beautiful? I love the graphics of the game.
Rauchgeräusche. Großer Konvoi. Peilung 345 Grad.
30 Meter. Halbe Fahrt voraus. Aktuelle Tiefe 45 Meter.
Time 15:50.
Meter.
Now if we go for half an hour.
Aktuelle Tiefe 45 Meter. Anblasen. Auf Dieselmotoren wechseln.
Herr Kaloi, wir sind aufgetaucht.
Jawohl.
Let's go for periscope depth.
Auf Seerohrtiefe.
Looks more like they are on a course like that at the moment.
Herr Herr Kaloi, wir sind auf Seerohrtiefe. Boot für Rundblick eingesteuert.
Auf E-Motoren wechseln.
Schraubengeräusche. Großer Konvoi. Peilung 345 Grad. Ja,
Now let's see which course they are actually moving. I wonder if I should put up the snorkel. They are still pretty far away, but come on, no. Now that's half an hour.
Herr Kaloi.
Pretty large convoy. That's the course and distance 4 miles. Pretty sure they are going with 8 knots. Distance 15 miles, so let's carry on like that. One hour.
Herr Kapitän.
Yep. Everything looks pretty consistent. Seven to 8 knots, something like that. And the course seems to be pretty stable. And there we have the smoke on the horizon. Smoke on the water. Let's see that we soon are gonna have a fire in the sky. These guys I'm gonna intercept next. We are gonna intercept them. Yes. That looks good.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
So now we are moving with 7 knots per hour. 3.5 in half an hour. Would bring us there, and them 8 knots is 4 knots in half an hour, so they would be there. So maybe I should course a bit like that, and this should bring me nicely ahead of them.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Yeah, we should be putting ourselves right in front of that convoy by now. Periscope. Let's first do hydrophone checks. Alright. So at the moment, maybe I would like to put myself even better in front of them. Skipper, please. Man the periscope and give me some eyes on the target. Yeah, we should be nicely ahead of them right now.
Torpedorohr 4 gewartet.
Let's give it a save. Yeah, where to put myself? Yeah, let's give it marks now. Let's mark the detailed positions.
Jawohl. Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle. Ja,
Moving away, that's a bit weird. That guy is a bit weird. And one more contact. This one, this one, this one, this one, and that one. And they're getting close. Maybe I should go for silent running. They're just 5-6 miles away. Okay, alright, Aqua Icing. It was a pleasure to have you in. So, have a good rest of the evening. And yeah, then a good night over there. But you still have a bit more of the evening ahead of you than me. See you then. Bye bye. Now let's
Kleine Fahrt, voraus.
reduce speed. I want you guys to go for battle stations. Yeah, okay, so whatever you're planning to do, I hope you are successful. And see you. I think I'm gonna do another stream tomorrow night.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung. Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
Alright, bye-bye. Now, go for silent running, close the bulkheads. Somebody should be turning off the gyro at the moment. And Mr. Grad, please go for the improved depth keeping. I just want to make 100% sure that we don't broach the surface. Yeah, looks like that many of them are more or less heading straight for us. That looks weird, but well, that was what. There is one guy moving into the other direction, obviously, but I just can't figure out what type of ship he is. Yeah, let's just hope that they keep that course and we can nicely put ourselves ahead of them.
Herr Kapitän?
Okay, that's the closest one right now.
Herr Kapitän? Ja. Zerstörer! 315 Grad.
So this guy is probably an escort. 315. Alright, but still pretty far away. Yeah, my last two infiltrations of convoys were relatively successful. Let's keep fingers crossed that we can repeat that.
Zerstörer! 310 Grad.
310, okay, I don't know, maybe it's him. Maybe it's that guy, and maybe I should become a bit more sneaky by now. Let's change course, like that.
Herr Kapitän?
And be silent. I just finally want to head towards them. And now stop.
Alle Maschinen stoppen.
Let's stop the engines. Yeah, the torpedoes. Good point, Colin. Like as soon as you go for silent running, there will be no maintenance anymore of the torpedoes. So this is really something that you have to keep in the back of your mind. So they all need maintenance. Yep. But I think it's a bit too early to actually start it. Let's get a little bit closer first. And yeah, this is always this trade-off, so it's pretty risky. It might give away our position.
Zu Befehl, Herr Kommandant.
Okay. So there are some masts which definitely belong to merchantmen, but there is also other ships. Maybe I did not put myself enough into their way. Let's see. There might be somebody. Probably this is an escort. That's my guess. This is an escort, and there might be an escort as well. Capital merchantman. Get down the scope. Yeah, and let's do some listening again. There is a guy.
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
There is a guy.
Herr Kaloin?
There is a guy.
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
One more guy up there.
Herr Kapitän? Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle. Herr Kaloin? Ja.
Yeah, now again, it is silently waiting for the convoy to just run across me. And hope that no escort would be passing so close that they would recognize me. The only critical noise now still is the electric dive planes, and I don't dare to turn them off because I don't want to broach the surface. Just want to make sure that my depth keeping is fine.
Zerstörer! 355 Grad.
That would be a nice target. There is a tanker in front of that whole bunch. Could be this one. Let's see if I can figure it out. Yes. It's a tanker with these. The one large chimney. So my guess is that it is this one. Okay, and this is 2 escorts, I think. 1, 2. Velocity, well, will be 8. And at the moment, something like 10 degrees. Assume them going like that. So if it is 10 degrees, that's pretty shallow. I have to do the determination of the angle on bow a bit later when he comes closer. Yeah, the guy is a brave one. He dares to dash ahead. Let's hope that we make him learn that it's a bad idea. But there is quite a bunch of escorts ahead just as well. Yeah, but now the tactical question is, do I really want to dash for the first tanker there? Because the problem is the escorts will be very much alerted. Or would I just stay put, let the tanker and the escorts pass by, and then hope that I could wreak havoc in the center? If you ask me, it looks a bit like they are about changing course. Look at them. Look at them. I think they are doing this large-scale zigzagging. And they did change course. I think they are going like that now.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Yeah, assume that they are really doing some zigzagging course on the long run, long scale, on the large scale. Then I would assume them to be going something like that. 45 degrees.
Kleine Fahrt voraus.
Herr Kapitän?
And if that's true, I might not be in the best position. Now that they have changed course. Let's see. Let's see. 14,000 tons. Yeah, that's tempting. That's really tempting. Maybe I should try. Did I put down the periscope? Yes, I did. So let's finish the turn before we actually poke out the periscope for the next time. It's that guy. It is that guy. They are about changing course, I'm pretty sure. Yep, see? And that's not good, because that's gonna bring him away from me. They are... Oh yeah, come on, look at that. They have changed course considerably. And it's even an aircraft carrier there. It's an aircraft carrier. So would I have a nice thumbnail from that? Yeah, but that gives me quite a bit of a problem. That they are doing this zigzagging. And to intercept their course, I would speed up. And if I speed up, they would detect me. So I'm a bit in a dilemma, actually. Okay, there he is. I don't know. Maybe I could. Maybe I could intercept him. Come on, I should go faster. Angle and bow. Give it a wild guess. Would be something like 45 degrees. But I'm I'm just moving too slow to intercept him like that. There will be escorts. There will be escorts coming in. Wow, not good, not good. What would be the estimated distance of the guy? It's still pretty far away.
Schussunterlagen aktualisieren. Entfernung 7, 6, 3, 9 Meter. Winkel 4, 8, links,
Now 45 degrees.
8, Knoten.
Something like that. Do I get a contact? Can I identify him with the hydrophone? Who is it? I think it's him. Most probably that guy. And at the moment, my guess is that they are actually moving on a course like that. And me just going 3 knots and them going 8 knots. So 1 mile, them, and us just going 3 cables, which means we would still be too far away. I should go faster. Do I dare to go faster? Problem is that I might give away my position because they might hear me. And I need to do the maintenance now. Tube 1, tube 2, tube 3. At the moment I don't need flank speed. Tube 1. Tube 2. Would you? Or is it tube 3 that you would do? Yep. Now at least we are going 5 knots. Let's give it an estimate on the map.
Herr Kapitän?
Wow, are they moving that fast? Could be, could be. 5 cables, me, 1 mile them. Come on, still too slow. I won't be in a good firing position. $70 degrees. Now we just have to. Yeah, we just have to keep fingers crossed. Let's see if we can get in and sink that guy. Okay, that one is finished. Do I dare to go even faster?
Torpedorohr 3. Gewartet. Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
That's an escort. And this is the tanker. So we are not that bad at the moment. We are not that bad. We just need to stay hidden. Just need to stay hidden.
Langsame Fahrt
Maybe
voraus.
reduce speed again a bit. So that's the guy we want to tackle. Oh, he is kind of zigzagging, come on. That's really bad. And there is a plane cruising. Oh man. Oh man. Escort coming in. Might be that they have detected us. And this guy is having the hedgehog. This guy is having the hedgehog. Oh man. This is gonna be a tough one.
Zerstörer. 50 Grad.
Yeah, 50 degrees, somewhere there. And that's the tanker. We are not doing too bad. We are not doing too bad. But this guy is really worrying me. I really should not speed up by now, or this guy would detect me. At the moment we are still doing all right. I don't think that there is any escort directly inbound. So let's give it a save. W366. Yeah, we need to be silent, but I don't dare to go slower. I don't dare to go slower, or we would not be in a good firing position for that guy. And at the moment, I don't even dare to poke the periscope out because this guy might actually spot it. Let's hope that he might be passing by without detecting us. And soon we're gonna have to go for that one. He is zigzagging, so it might be that they have detected another German submarine being around. I don't think they have yet detected me. But yeah, you never can be sure about that. This is also one of the beautiful features about the game, that there is so much being undetermined, fog of war, and in many games it is like you know a lot of stuff that you would never know in real life. No, please. Let this guy not turning in on us. Let's. Nice, he has turned around into the other direction. That's great. So now we are moving into a very nice position.
Grad.
70 degrees, yes, somewhere there. But now I can't help, I need to poke up the periscope and do the final maneuvering. But let's reduce speed. I think now we are getting into a nice position. Let's wait a bit. Let's wait a bit. Maybe we can take that guy out. Doesn't look too bad at the moment. This guy is moving away. He didn't spot us. He didn't detect us. And this guy is nicely moving in our way. Now we just need a bit of luck to finally get the correct courses for the torpedoes. But problem is that maybe the maintenance is already going bad again. No, okay, maybe we can go with that maintenance. But maybe I want to have my stern torpedo being maintained just as well. So now, Mr. Schultz, our bosun, please man the torpedo calculator. And there they are coming in.
Alle Maschinen stopp.
Nice.
Schussunterlagen aktualisieren.
1 mile.
Entfernung zum Ziel 1818 Meter. Lage
1
5,
mile.
3 Bug links.
They are coming in nicely. But it looks like they are doing a major change of course again, which would be bad. Let's hope that he's not going around on that 90 degrees. There they go. Okay, I'm gonna put the torpedo on a depth of 7.5. Pretty sure that it's this one. Pretty sure that it is this one. There it is. Pacing on. No.
Zerstörer! 30 Grad.
Yeah, come on, that can't be helped right now. That can't be helped right now. Distance. Give us a final reading of the estimated distance.
Schussunterlagen aktualisieren. Entfernung 1444 Meter. Lage 6, 5 links.
7.5.
Rohr 1 bewässern. bewässern. Los.
Yeah, of course, 3 torpedoes is far too much, but
Bohr 4, bewässern.
I want to make sure to get him.
40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag. Der Torpedo ist auf halbem Weg.
Ah, that doesn't make sense.
40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag. 30 Sekunden. 30 Sekunden. 20 Sekunden.
That one is pacing ahead. Let's fingers crossed that it's no duds. That it be no duds. Serious damage. Alright.
40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag.
That should be a kill. That should really be a kill.
30 Sekunden. 20 Sekunden.
That one's probably be a miss.
Versager.
Eingehendes Funktelegramm. Herr Kaloy, eingehendes Funktelegramm.
Let's give it a save. That was 2 torpedo hits, 1 miss. The guy should be going down. Exactly there.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Verstanden, Kommandant.
Motoren besetzen.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung. Eingehendes Funktelegramm.
Frank Lever, is that the name of that ship? Look, it's burning. Do we see the name of the ship? No. It must be sinking. It can't survive like that, can it? Another tanker. Wow.
80 Grad.
Another German submarine. Another German submarine.
Die Besatzung evakuiert das.
Yes. They are evacuating. That's another tanker who is actually heading straight for us at the moment. And this guy should be going down like that. Hey, come on, it's a tanker. Did you? Was it written on the hull somewhere? Yeah, was it given before when I was targeting it? Just didn't see it. Yeah, question is whether I should really try to go for that other tanker. That would be just too great at the moment. Pretty much looks like they have no idea where we are. So let's just stay here, being put silently, and see what's gonna happen. Maybe they are confused because there is another submarine around. What about that guy? That's the escort coming back. So I think she's gonna give me some trouble. Okay, yeah, I didn't see it. Propellers. Let's wait it out. Or shall we play it safe? By the way, we have to reload. Hey, come on, guys, we have to reload. Which is bad because this is making a lot of noise. But can't be helped. Maintain and load. Guy.
Verstanden, Herr Kommandant. Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Convoy?
Hey guy, why are you not loading the torpedo?
Ihre Befehle.
Okay, that guy was sunk. Let's go to save. And that was so much tonnage that our mission was instantly completed. Let's see how close this guy is gonna pass by. If we just wait it out, he might pass by just in front of our nose. We just need to be lucky that we stay undetected. That escort is passing by. This escort is passing by. Yeah, maybe it's gonna work out. We will see. What do you mean by that? Fill your boots time. Sorry, I'm not aware of that idiom. If I had a beer in the fridge, I would actually open it now. I mean, in real life, but bad thing is I don't have a beer in the fridge. this is risky. This is risky. Okay, that one is passing by, but I'm gonna wait out. Wow. Okay, they are depth charging. Maybe that other German submarine, which I detected. Thank God. Let's pray for them. Stay put. Everybody silent, please. Okay. Next torpedo tube being loaded. And it still feels like we are not detected. This guy is gonna pass by very close, so it might even be too close for the torpedoes to actually prime. Yes, right now I don't have any patrol area to cover anymore, because my mission is finished, yeah. But let's see what we can do around here. Maybe we can sink another tanker. That would be incredible. At the moment it looks like they don't have the faintest clue where I am. And they are depth charging that other German submarine. Now sooner or later I have to put up the periscope again. And I would love to have one more torpedo. I would like to fire 3. The C3, yes, but he's... Yeah, I decided to stay put and save my torpedoes for that tanker that's coming in there. Yeah, who's the fastest torpedo reloader in town? in the boat? I think it should be Mr. Schneider. So are you a fast reloader? Yes. He's the fast reloader, so I'll let him load the other torpedo just as well. One more, please. Now, flank. Get that torpedo loaded. Why didn't I get the option to?
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
Yeah, please do it. Do it fast. Mr. Schultz, please step to the torpedo calculator again. Yeah, you're completely right, but I don't trust my own aiming skills too much. And I have the fear that maybe I'm too close now. Maybe I'm so close that the torpedoes wouldn't prime until they hit the target. But yeah, I have to take that risk right now. So let's go. Where is the guy? That's this one, and that one is so close. Aircraft detected. It's just the same tanker, velocity 8 like we had. Angle on bow must be pretty much something like 90 degrees by now. And what about the distance? Very close.
Aktualisieren. Entfernung zum Ziel 5, 6, 1 Meter. Winkel 7, 8, links. Geschwindigkeit 8, Knoten. Rohr 1 bewässern. Los. Rohr 3 bewässern. 40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag. Rohr 3 bewässern. 30 Sekunden.
Rohr 3 bewässern.
Los. 20 Sekunden. 40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag.
Sorry.
Wir wurden von SD geortet.
Treffer. 30 Sekunden.
Okay, what's that?
Sekunden. Feindliches Schiff getroffen.
I can't get out of that view. What's that? I don't know.
Schwere Schäden.
Do I have a problem with my keyboard connection? Please. I think oh fuck, my keyboard isn't working anymore. Let's see, let me quickly get fresh batteries. See if the batteries are the problem. Come on, in this situation. That's one battery. The other battery. Nope. more battery. And fingers crossed that it works like that now. No, my keyboard is dead.
Besatzung evakuiert das Schiff.
My keyboard is dead. How could that be? I just inserted new batteries. But it's only in the game. Only in the game my keyboard is dead. Come on. Okay. Save the game. That was a weird effect that I had right now. So it was not the batteries, I think. I have to check that later. Let's save W367. Okay, it's still buggy, but at least I could save the game. Okay, my keyboards. I am stuck to kind of first person, am I? How do I get out of first person? Can't get back to the map.
Verstanden, Herr Kommandant.
Okay, here I am. My scroll wheel is not working. So the controls are pretty fucked up. Hey, Sardopazo. So we were doing pretty alright, but come on. I have to briefly get out of the game. I have some trouble with the controls. I never had that before. Let's quit for now and maybe reload the game and see if... Oh, okay, we are completely out, but I hope that you are still in the stream. So I'll be back in a minute. So I'm playing with PC, yeah. So that's the weirdest thing that I ever had. Yeah, great that you're still there. That's the weirdest thing that I ever had. The game is pretty bugless, pretty stable actually. So let's load the game and see. Fingers crossed that it is working by now. So that was a beautiful success. Looks like we scored another 2 hits on that tanker. And then the controls kind of went crazy. Fingers crossed that everything is working smoothly again now. And yeah, great guys, thanks for the patience that you're still there. But yeah, I think we are all pretty curious on the results of that attack. Okay. Yeah, looks like everything is working again. That was weird. So, Mr. Schultz, please go back to command station. Captain.
Verstanden, Herr Kommandant.
Back to the periscope. And now, let's take a look. Okay, that was weird. It's not burning. Let's hope that they're sinking. They're not burning, which makes me a bit worried. They evacuated, but it's not sinking. Speed 0.
Schussunterlagen aktualisieren. Gegnerlage
Oh,
1,
might
2,
be something
0,
like
Punkt,
that.
links.
Distance, I think, is alright.
Knoten. Rohr 2 bewässern. Los.
I just want to be sure.
Bis Torpedoeinschlag.
I just want to be sure. Yeah, Colin, you're right.
30 Sekunden.
That was really the weirdest thing that I ever had.
20 Sekunden. Ja. 10 bis Einschlag.
Please don't give me a dot. Okay, that broke his neck. Finally. Maybe that was a bit unnecessary, but they are going down. Sorry guys in the lifeboats. Yeah, you're right. Maybe he would have been going down just anyway, but I had that in the past that it didn't happen, and so I just wanted to be sure. And now I just want to get out of here. We have sunk plenty of tonnage. And at the moment they still have no idea where we are, so let's stay put. Wow, look at that. 218,000 tons just by sinking these 2 guys. No. That was definitely pretty successful. Maybe this is the first time that in one convoy attack I sank 2 tankers at a time. So it should be something like, yeah, 28,000 tons, which I sank by that. I don't know, maybe I just stay put and don't move. But this is probably the escort carrier, isn't it? And if he is moving straight towards me now, even if it's just by chance, to me it feels kind of risky. That they might be more alert and attack me, so...
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen. Kleine Fahrt voraus.
Yeah, let's try to stay silent. Yeah, I'm not quite sure at the moment. I think there is still nobody aware of me. That guy, that looks critical. Yeah, maybe it would be the best just to stay silent and dive. Come on, let's just stay silent and go down. Maybe we could just stay undetected. Captain, please take over command station.
Verstanden, Herr Kommandant.
Yes. Yes, Sardapazo, that's right. We are all very eager for the DLC. They postponed it, but when they actually gave the information of postponing it, there was one great news, because they announced that the DLC would be compatible to old saves. I hope that they actually managed that, and that would be so great. Hey, Colin,
70 Meter.
but I think in the game there is only this one type, right? I mean, you're comparing it to real life. Or is there actually 2 types of carriers in the game?
Aktuelle Tiefe 85 Meter.
Yeah, we could wait it out. The convoy would just pass by, and if they just keep on not recognizing us, we might just wait it out.
100 Meter.
Okay, and I have one eye on the time, so around here it's 3 o'clock by now. And I think... Okay, I didn't know that. Yep. I have to work tomorrow.
150 Meter.
I have to get up that early. I think I could sleep till something like 8 o'clock or something, but latest at 9 I have to be at my desk. So I'm gonna call it a day for now. Let's give it one more save. Or well,
125 Meter.
W368 and yeah, call it a day for now. So yeah, that was pretty successful, I would say.
30 Meter.
quite a bit of tonnage, and we didn't have to travel far, so we ran into that convoy just very early. We were only 1 day out, and if you compare it to, do you remember how many days we were cruising all these waters here and didn't find a single contact? And now, just after 1 day, we have sunk two tankers. That's just amazing.
Meter.
Okay, Sardo, you are quite experienced as well. Yeah, same for me. I mean, when the DLC comes, I would start a new career, but if I could continue my old one and still use the new DLC, even the better, would be just great. So, as I said, it's getting so late, I really have to turn in now. Thanks for being in, Colin and Sardo Pazo. That was a pleasure to have you in. I'm not quite sure. I think you were new in the stream, right? So thanks a lot for participating in the chat. That's great to have you in. And yeah, maybe if you would consider to share a follow, of course, that would be great. But yeah, don't feel pushed. Just anyway, I would be glad to have you back in the stream, maybe in the next days. Probably I'm going to do another stream tomorrow. Let me check aqua icing. I think you just went to bed. Not wet, just cold. If you're still there, would be great. Stone a lot. Don't know if you are still in. If you are, have a good night. It was a pleasure to have you. And yeah, I think that was the guys that were in the chat. It was a pleasure, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye, guys.